This is the PR Podcast, a show about how public relations helps you tell your story to the world. We talk with great PR practitioners who have the skills, creativity, and just plain savvy to get their clients noticed. Now here's your host, Jody Fisher.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the PR Podcast. I'm Jody Fisher. Thanks for joining us. Well, no guest today on the show. We thought we would take a break because today is Labor Day, and hope you have plans to enjoy your Labor Day if you've got a day off. Labor Day, a really important day in the calendar, important day for workers. If you are going into work today, like I am, I'm going to be covering a client event, but perhaps you are a doctor or a nurse or a police officer or a fireman or an EMT or someone else, a municipal employee who plays a role in taking care of people, keeping people safe. Do be safe when you go into work today. And we want to thank you for doing the job that you do, taking care of other people in the line of work that you are in. It being Labor Day, let's tip the hat to all the labor unions that are out there, especially those people who are on the picket lines, SAG-AFTRA and the WGA, Writers Guild of America, both of which I am a former member of, out there on the picket lines trying to get a fair deal for their members. I'm firmly on the side of those unions. They deserve a fair deal. They deserve to be treated fairly, compensated fairly for their work. For the work that they create, which we all love. So would urge the studios and the people on the other side of that table to come back to that bargaining table and give those labor unions a fair deal because they absolutely deserve it. And frankly, they want to be back working and we want them back working because they create the stuff that we love to love. So hopefully they can work that out very, very soon. Like I said, no guest this week. We wanted to honor the day off, honor Labor Day. Instead, tune into a podcast that I was recently a guest on, the PR Wind Down podcast with April White and Laura Schooler. Want to give them a tip of the hat as well. Thank you for having me on their podcast. We had a great chat about public relations, what it's for, what it does best, traded some jokes, traded some mutual acquaintances and people we've worked with. So tune into that on your favorite podcast platform, the PR Wind Down podcast with April White and Laura Schooler. And thank you so much, ladies, for having me on your show. We're going to have them on our show in an episode coming up very, very soon. Also, just wanted to say thanks to you for listening. This is episode 144. And we're closing in on episode 150, obviously. Never thought we'd get beyond 20 or so episodes. And here we are at 144 and almost at 150. It has been so much fun, and I've really enjoyed this. You're recording this every week here in the PR garage where I do all my work. It's kind of funny to me, actually, and really appreciate all of you for listening, for supporting. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of this, whether you've, like I said, just been a listener, been a guest on the show, or just cheered me on from the sidelines. Really appreciate you and your support. Speaking of guests, if you want to be a guest on the PR podcast, it is super easy. You just have to have a role in how the news gets made. Whether you are a PR professional, a communications professional in some way, shape, or form, or someone who works for a news organization who makes choices about what to cover, whether you're a reporter, you're an editor, you're a videographer, you're a photographer, maybe you're a blogger, maybe you're even a social media influencer. You know, we do want to widen the scope of what news is defined as and sort of what information and communication is defined as. And we're moving into new territory. We're always moving into new territory with public relations, but want to hear from you, your perspective on how the news gets made. So send an email to jody@jodyfisherpr.com or reach out on any of the socials and pitch yourself as a guest to be on an upcoming episode. Like I said, you can find us on any of the socials. I'm at Jody Fisher on all the socials. Also, the show is at the PR Podcast on all the socials. My website, of course, jodyfisherpr.com. And you can always find the show on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Most of you listening on Apple, but a few folks are on Spotify and some others. And again, like I said, really appreciate your support, your love, and you playing a part in this fun conversation that we have every week. So going to round that out here now. We'll have a new episode next week, episode 145, and some terrific guests are in the pipeline. So we know that you're going to enjoy those as we head on into fall and the end of the year. Q4, oh my God, Q4 staring us down. So we're going to look forward to rounding out that year with some great guests. And like I said, pitch yourself to be a guest as well. So have a great Labor Day, and we will see you again next week.